Okay, good morning children. Back again with Physical Quantities and Measurement, Chapter 2 Physics, Class 8. So till last time, I think I had done till Eureka can. It is another type of a measuring cylinder with the help of which you can find the density of irregular solids. Okay, so page number 17, activity 2 has been given there. You can go through that. Okay, I had already explained to you. Now what we're going to do is what we had talked about, finding the density of irregular solids using a measuring cylinder. The example 1 is given on page number 17. I'll be dealing with that example right now and we'll see how we can go about it. Okay, so the name of the chapter, everything is given on the background. Okay, now let me just erase it, the name of the chapter, then we'll go with the sum, because there's no space on the board, children. I'm so sorry for that. Okay. Now, example 1, it says a measuring cylinder is filled with 50 milliliters of water. A solid with mass 16 kg is then lowered into the cylinder. The water level rises to 58 milliliters. Determine the density of the solid. Okay, so example 1. What was the mass of the solid? I think it was 16 kgs. Right? Okay. Now, what was the initial level of the water? Or we'll call it volume 1. Initial level of the water, we'll call it as volume 1. It was 50 milliliters. Then the final level of the water, after we put that solid of 16 kgs inside it, I think it is 58 milliliters. Okay. Now, volume of the solid, how do we find the volume of the solid? We have to find the difference. So, volume of the solid, we'll just call it volume, is volume 2. That means the final volume after you put the solid inside the water, that's 15 milliliters, minus volume 1. That is the initial volume in the measuring cylinder without the solid being put. So this will be 58 minus 50. I think that comes to 8 milliliter. Okay. Mass, I don't think so. It should be kg because it's in milliliter. I think this is most probably 16 grams because both of them have to be the same unit. I think there's a problem with the book, some printing mistake. Okay, because in the end I've written it as grams only. So how do we find the density of the solid? So density is given by the formula mass upon volume, right? So mass we know is 16 grams and volume we came to know as 8 milliliter. So it becomes 2 grams per milliliter. This is how you're going to solve, okay, the type of sums that you'll be doing. Okay, so that was how to measure the volume of an irregular solid using a measuring cylinder. I had already told you about this earlier, just doing a sum. Okay, now measurement of density of liquids. If we go to page number 18 in activity 3. Okay, so what they have said is, let me just rub this off, how you can measure the density of a liquid. Okay, so we need to find mass, we need to find volume, two things which is important for density. Okay, now how do you find the mass of the liquid? You first need a measuring cylinder. it has got gradations. Measuring cylinders got gradations. Okay. Now you take the mass of the empty cylinder. So mass 1 will be mass of empty measuring cylinder. I'm writing it in short. Okay. Now next what you need to do is you need to fill this measuring cylinder, okay, with the liquid. Now mass 2 will be mass of empty measuring cylinder plus liquid so this becomes your mass 2. Okay, so how do you find the mass of the liquid? Mass of the liquid will be mass 2 minus mass 1, because this is mass of empty cylinder mass 1, mass 2 is empty cylinder plus liquid. When you take out the mass of the empty cylinder, you get the mass of the liquid. Okay, so that is how we're going to find. Okay, now volume of the liquid is, you just need to, whenever you put the liquid inside the measuring cylinder, it is already got gradations, is graded. So from there only you can find the volume of the measuring cylinder, from volume of the liquid also with the help of the measuring cylinder. So volume will be noted, mass is given to you based on this. Let's say this is m grams. Okay, so volume is already given as V, and based on these you'll get your answer. Okay, so let's say grams per milliliter of whatever liquid that you've been putting inside the thing, the measuring cylinder. Okay, so we got to find out from this chapter about how you measure the density of a solid. A solid with regular, let's say, a regular solid where we can take the dimensions in terms of length, breadth, height and all. Then you just need to find the volume of that solid after that. Thereafter you need to find the mass of the solid, and using the formula density equals to mass upon volume, you can find the volume density of the solid. In the second case, we had an irregular solid where it was a piece of stone, any irregular solid. You can find the density of the irregular solid using a measuring cylinder again, okay, by which I've already told you, I've already done the sums. And in the third case, you can find the volume of liquids, okay, because your liquids don't have a, since they don't have a shape of their own, they need to take the shape of the container. Okay, so when they take the shape of the container, you can find out the mass from the method that I've told you out here. Okay, and you can find the volume also similarly, then you can find the density of the liquid. So based on these three things, you can find the density of solids and liquids. Okay, so and next class, how many minutes, Satyam sir?
9 minutes.
Okay, so next class we'll be dealing with relative density. It's actually, I'll be just introducing you to this concept because we will not be doing this in detail. I'll just tell you what relative density is and the formula. You'll be expanding this subject more in class 9. Thank you, children.